Hello there, YouTube, and welcome back to my channel and my studio. I'm Captain Toenail, and today we're going to talk about this painting that I've done in over the last week here. And after we go through with that painting, we'll talk a little bit about how the studio is doing. And here comes the baby. As soon as she heard me talking to the camera, she came over and she's like, "What is Daddy doing? I got to be on camera. I'm center of attention." Isn't that right? Yep, that painting. That's what we're talking about. So maybe we should get to it. Okay, so I started with doing a background, of course. I wanted to go with cool colors because the flame spirit herself was going to be warm colors, yellow, orange, and red. And trying to squeeze out the last little bit of paint that I had in the tube. So I am definitely running out of paints at this point, but I did use purple, still kind of a cool color, you know, going towards the warm, and it actually kind of ties in all the colors together. So I also really enjoyed this way of doing the background. It came out really nice. Now getting down to the sketching, figuring out exactly how she's going to look. Originally the idea, well, I wasn't sure whether I was going to do a drawing like this or was going to go a little bit more realistic, but I'm really good at this kind of drawing, and I figured stick with what what you know, and it came out very well. I really liked this drawing, and I really liked the way the painting came out. The one other consideration was that well, I don't have oil paints yet, and so trying to do a more realistic flame in acrylic, I was figuring it was going to be a lot more difficult for me at this point. I would rather get into oil painting because it'd just be easier to do the blending and getting the colors the way I wanted them for it. So I decided to do a glow behind her. One of the big benefits that helped me, well, I mean, the glow was really going to make the painting a little bit stronger as it is anyways, but one of the other benefits for me working on the glow before I started working on coloring in the lines themselves or painting in the lines themselves was that the glow helps me see where I'm going to put the lines. And it came out really nice. I'm finding that with the paints, to get them the colors as dark and vibrant as I wanted to, I'd have to, you know, wait for each line to dry and then go color it back over it. But I also found that as I do that, I don't have to be quite as accurate when I color back over it each consecutive time, because the paint will kind of stick to itself and pop that color out a little bit more. Quite a lot of time went into this painting too. I found it took when I looked over the amount of recordings, these are sped up. The painting itself, this section, is sped up to 64 times the speed. So I've got hours of, you know, recording actually into what the finished product ended up being. Pardon that. Let's see, what else is I going to talk about here? And you see Bob stealing the spotlight here, moving the camera himself. I guess he figured that he was a little bit more important than the painting that I'm doing. In any case, the one other thing that I was having issues with at this point was that the red really wasn't popping out like I wanted it to. At one point here shortly, I actually went back over the red lines with a reddish orange mix. It helped it a little bit, but not quite as much as I thought. Now we're going into another day, and I decided that the glow effect wasn't enough. Actually, my wife sat there, looked at it, and said, "I thought you said you were going to make it glow." You know, she was where the light really wasn't hitting the paper, so I realized, you know, I really need to add more. And the other thing that, and I'm checking with her again with that, the other thing I added was the orange and the red on top of the yellow glow. And what effect of building this glow out, it made that red actually really pop out real well for me. So that was a happy incident. as my youngest steals Bob Ross and gives him back several times during this painting. She'd steal it back, then hand it back to me. I'd put him back down, and then she'd fuss and grab it again. Well, in any case, that's the finished painting. And after this, we'll talk a little bit about how the studio's doing. We'll see you later. Well, I hope you enjoyed that painting, and welcome back, of course. So, a little bit about the studio, how it's been going this last week. So far, well, I'm getting close to running out of paint, so I'm going to have to be buying paint soon. Some of my spare time I've spent watching some Bob Ross, and I'm really kind of getting, back into that idea. I really do like his paintings, so I'm thinking about getting some oil paints also here before too long. We're going to see how much everything costs and whether I'm going to be able to afford, or how much I'm going to be able to afford, honestly. But that's how the painting and that's going. I have so many more projects and ideas that just keep coming to mind. So many that it's hard to keep track of, and I got to try and write some of them down. But on top of that, as far as things like the web page, Facebook page, and the YouTube channel, of course, you know how the YouTube channel's going because, you're there. I'm watching this. But as with the Facebook channel, or the Facebook page, it's actually started to take off this last week. My wife shared it on her page, and then all of a sudden a whole bunch of people came in to look at the posts that I put on there, and so on and so forth. And I just reached 10 likes this morning. It looks like my posts over the last week had reached at least 50 different people. So I'm really excited about how it's starting to grow there. The web page, that I haven't made much progress over the last week on it. Of course, we have the temporary site coming soon, kind of a page put up, but it's going to be a little bit more work, and it's going to be a little bit more time before I get an actual page up there and get that blog going. So really, that's what we've got going on so far. Maybe here before too long I'll look into allowing people to donate or something like that so that we can help fund this and keep this rolling along. But I need to look into what kind of things I need to set up before I do that, just because I want to make sure everything goes smoothly when I do start that. In any case, the one other question I got asked this week was if I plan on selling paintings, and I do. Eventually I plan on being able to sell paintings, sell prints, and things like that. I just haven't gotten to that stage yet. I don't have enough support yet to even really begin at least producing prints and stuff like that, and be able to handle the selling part of it. But we will get there. But in the meantime, I hope you really do enjoy these videos. I hope you're enjoying the Facebook posts and when it comes out, the blogs. We'll see you again here later. I'm hoping to get videos out about every week. It does seem to be difficult. I've spent a lot of time this week just to do one painting and then put the video together. But we're going to get it out this week, so at least I've been able to do once a week so far, although we've barely begun. And you hear my daughter laughing in the background, and it is time for me to go. We will see you later. Thank you. Bye.